call now on Deputy Owen Murphy. 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. Just to say, I welcome the bill and most of the measures contained therein. I was someone who was advocating before the budget a greater correction of then 2.5 billion, and I still hold that view. And it's not about wanting austerity. When you ask what austerity is in the current climate, what it is balanced budgets, it's responsible budgeting, and that's what we're trying to move towards. When people talk about the need for stimulus in the economy, yes, we need stimulus in the economy, of course we do, but last year we borrowed 12 billion as a stimulus for the economy to fund our current spending. And that's not sustainable, and we've recognised that. So each year in the fiscal correction that we've been making, it hasn't actually been austerity budgets, it's been reducing the stimulus that we've been putting into the economy to run the current account. And I think it's important to recognise that because that's the economic reality of the situation. Now, I said I would have gone beyond 2.5 billion, but that argument has been lost, and we have the package or the budget that we have in front of us. I think it's important to recognise that it's not just about cutting the deficit each year, but also reforming and restructuring how we actually spend the money that we have and getting better value for it. And that's an important thing to reflect upon, because any decisions that weren't taken this year will have to be taken in the future. And they won't go away in terms of trying to better manage our finances and put our economy on a more sustainable direction for the years to come. When we look at the measures contained in the bill before us, I don't want to go into specifics, only to say that those measures that I do welcome, just to note some of them, I mean, the Living Cities Initiative, as Deputy DC referred to, he's absolutely right when he talks about Dublin and its importance and the areas that need to be looked at. When we look at measures that have been taken to try and move certain areas out of the black economy into the real economy, we look at the 9% VAT rate retention, we look at things like protecting classroom sizes for schools, and the different job creation measures that are there. Even the increase in the dirt tax, while people don't like it, it's hopefully going to increase spending in the domestic economy because the huge amount of money that is on deposit in terms of households. So these are all a welcome package when you look at them, and you look at the purpose of these measures. It is to increase activity in the economy. And that's the best way to raise revenue for an economy, is to increase activity. It's not to increase taxes or to do other things, but actually to get people active in the economy, producing, contributing, and spending money as well, and then raising revenue off the back of that. So I think that's a very welcome thing to do. I don't welcome things like changes in the medical insurance tax relief or in the change to the pension levy. But when I look at the overall package in the budget, I do support that, because I think that what is there in terms of increasing activity in the economy is the way to go. I would like to talk, if I could, just for the remaining minutes that I have, on the process and on transparency around the process. The earlier budget date of the 15th of October is very welcome, because what we've been looking for a number of years when we look at the commercial aspect of the economy is they want greater clarity on the plans for the coming year. People don't like surprises. They want certainty in their lives when they plan for their businesses. They want it in their households. We want it in the state. So bringing the budget date to the 15th of October is very good in that regard, because it gives greater certainty before we enter into the busy season at the end of the year. Also, the new transparency from the Department of Public Expenditure and Reform in terms of the data it's publishing is very welcome. And the new budgetary timetable in terms of budgeting over a number of years, or at least giving the headlines, is important as well. So it gives some sort of certainty as to where we're going. But I think we need to go further. We had in 2011, in our first year of government, in front of the Public Accounts Committee, a senior minister came in and said that the idea of someone coming into the chamber to read out the secrets decided by Cabinet is crazy. Now, we've moved the date forward, but we have to go further than that. Members of Dáil Éireann did not know what was going to be in the budget until budget day, until effectively the decisions had already been taken. We had the announcements in the Dáil on the day, and then we had a series of one-hour replies from the opposition on a document which was detailed, which they'd only just seen. And it was set pieces for the media. In my opinion, it was pantomime. And you have to ask yourself, what is the purpose of budget day, and why have it as a day in itself? What we really should have is a series of very long and boring debates over weeks and months on the details before the decisions are made. That's the process that we need to have. Thank you, Chair. The programme for government that we've agreed promises to open up the budget to greater scrutiny. And I think we can go further in terms of actually setting up an independent Oireachtas committee to look at budgetary issues, to help members of the Parliament prepare submissions, cost their own proposals, to help them get a better understanding of the budgets, and to keep an eye on the numbers throughout the year. I mean, in the US, we have the Congressional Budget Oversight Office, which helps members of Congress to do just that. And I think we could do that here as well, because I think it would give, in giving greater resources to Parliament, we would have better parliamentarians and a stronger Parliament. And again, it would be that idea of not having any secrets just announced on budget day in the Parliament, but actually going through the details of different proposals over time, looking at the different options available, deputies bringing their own options to the table, and putting together a package of measures. Ultimately, the decision would be for the government, of course, but having made the decision, we would have seen all of the options available to us. And so it wouldn't be a question of having to roll back on decisions or to change our minds, because by the time we'd actually made the decision, there would be full clarity around the decision being made. My time has run up, Chair, and I do want to give time over to Deputy Fian, but to say as well, on top of that, in terms of transparency, we need to move forward with tax transparency and go even further, be proactive, and publish on the Department of Finance website how we're actually spending people's taxes in euros and cents. Put a tax calculator on the website with a ready reckoner that can get the breakdown of the taxes and then show them what we're spending on education, primary, secondary, third level, what we're spending in social protection, pensions, job seekers allowance, and so forth. So people both understand how we're spending their money and also the difficult decisions that we have to make to help bring them along in the process that we have in the moment in terms of fiscal correction over the number of years. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.